Caitlin Clark just landed another incredible endorsement. This time it's with Stanley Cup.
Okay, so Caitlin Clark just blew up the internet again, but this time it's with Stanley. Do you know that cup brand everyone's obsessed with? Well, their sales just went through the roof because of her new deal. She's not even on the court right now, but her impact is so huge that products are just flying off shelves. It makes you wonder, is this Stanley deal even bigger than some of her actual basketball achievements? Let's be real here. Clark signed with Stanley, which practically owns the cup market, and boom, sales exploded. This isn't just some small endorsement. It's a total culture crossover. She's not just selling jerseys or shoes anymore. Now she's selling hydration. She's selling a whole lifestyle, and fans are absolutely loving it. The thing is, Stanley already had serious momentum. Those cups were already a status symbol, with people lining up at Target for exclusive drops and resale prices hitting triple digits online. Now you add Caitlin Clark, who's easily the most marketable athlete in women's sports. And this deal was always going to be massive. Music. So, the photo shoot dropped, right? You saw it. Clark rocking those Stanley Cups in fever colors, Nike sweats. Just smiling like she knew the internet was about to explode. And boom, social media went absolutely crazy. Screenshots were everywhere. TikToks were popping off. And fans were already asking when they could snag her special colorway. The cups weren't even officially out yet, and resale groups were already buzzing. That's not just hype. That's straight-up dominance. And get this whole thing is way bigger than just Clark selling cups. It's a showing off her influence beyond basketball, proving it stretches deep into lifestyle markets. Think about it. Gatorade is sports. Wilson is sports. Nike is mostly sports and fashion. But Stanley, that's mainstream. That's for moms, students, office workers, people who might not even watch the WNBA, but will still buy a Clark-branded Stanley because it's trendy. That's pure crossover power. Now, sure, the haters showed up saying things like, why is she getting all these deals? She doesn't deserve it. It's just a cup. Same old tired noise. But here's the thing. The sales receipts don't lie. Stanley is selling way more product. Stores are selling out. And the only difference is Caitlin Clark's face on it. You can scream overhyped all you want, but the cash register tells a different story.
Still maintaining to land deals is, legendary. And not to mention, she still got to deal with Gatorade as well. So for her to land this Stanley deal is just, I know a lot of people talk about her agent not being there for her agent doing all these things. I got to give it to her agent, bro. Now, granted, would Caitlin Clark be getting these deals if she didn't have her agent? Probably. But she still got to give some, we still got to give some credit to the agent. This is a nice cup here. I don't think I ever seen one like that. This is legendary right here. And Caitlin looks super happy to have this deal as well.
Let's put numbers to it. So, Stanley was already making billions every year, but get this. After Clark's collaboration teasers came out, their website traffic shot up by double digits. Pre-orders for her specific line, they absolutely surged. And here's what's crazy. Some stores couldn't even keep regular Stanley Cups on their shelves because fans just assumed Clark's collection would be super limited, too, and they didn't want to miss out. That's totally the Taylor Swift effect. Everything she touches turns into a frenzy. And honestly, it's pretty funny. Imagine being one of those critics who swore Clark was just hype, and now you're watching her sell water bottles faster than some NBA players sell sneakers. It's hilarious. These people keep betting against her, and every single time she proves she's not just an athlete, she's a whole movement. Now, let's talk about some real marketing genius. Stanley didn't just slap Clark's initials on a cup. They gave her an entire collection. We're talking 5 different models. The jug, the tumbler, the water bottle, the classic cup, and even a travel-ready version, plus the colors. Fever navy, Iowa gold, a subtle gray. It's like they literally mapped her entire career in Pannoni. Fans weren't just buying one cup, they were buying all 5 to collect them. That's totally intentional. That's not just an endorsement, that's a full-blown rollout. Music. Look, Clark's presence in the promo photos just wasn't stiff or forced at all. She looked supernatural, laughing, posing, just holding a cup like it was any other day. And that really matters, right? Some athletes can look awkward in lifestyle ads because it's just not their thing. But Clark, she totally slides right in. That's why brands keep lining up for her. She's relatable enough for everyday people, but also iconic enough to really spark a frenzy. But here's the kicker, guys. She did all of this while injured. Think about that for a second. She hasn't even been on the court for half the season. And yet, her endorsement train hasn't slowed down one bit. Most athletes need highlight reels to stay relevant. But Clark, she just needs a press release and a cool photo. That's real brand strength. And a hater, they absolutely hate it because it proves she's bigger than just a box score. Now, let's talk about other WNBA stars. Sure, they have endorsements too, but none of them are moving lifestyle products at this insane scale. A Wilson has her Nike shoe. Sabrina Ionescu has her own line. Angel Reese has her Reebok deal. All fantastic moves. But are they selling $40 cups to soccer moms in Iowa or college kids in Austin? No, that's Clark's lane, and she completely owns it. And the funniest part, these cups retail for $40 to $60, and people are still calling it a scam. Seriously, you'll drop $100 on a candle without blinking. But Clark's Stanley Cup is too much. Come on, these things are selling out because fans actually see value in that connection. They're not just buying a cup, they're buying a piece of Clark's story. Plus, this isn't just hype for Stanley. It's a blueprint for future endorsements across the board. Other lifestyle brands are watching this very closely. If Clark can make water cups trendy, just imagine what she'll do with furniture, fashion, or even tech collaborations. Her ceiling isn't just basketball anymore. It's wherever she wants to take it. And that's exactly why this deal is so important. So, let's quickly wrap up this first part of the madness. Caitlin Clark's Stanley deal isn't just another endorsement. It's solid proof that she's moved from being a basketball star to a genuine cultural icon. She's selling products to fans who have probably never even seen a Fever game. She's making products go viral without even playing. And she's leaving all the haters scrambling to explain why a cup sold out faster than some jerseys. Now, let's dive a little deeper into why the Stanley deal matters so much. For years, sneakers were the ultimate goal for athlete endorsement. Everyone wanted that signature shoe, the flashy colorways, the limited drops. That's how you measured cultural impact, or at least how it used to be. But Caitlin Clark just completely flipped that on its head. She didn't need sneakers to prove how much pull she made cups the new must-have item. Think about that for a second. The resale market, which usually obsesses over Jordans or Yeezys, is now suddenly buzzing about Clark's Stanley Cup. Forums where people use to trade shoe sizes are now talking about which Clark colorway they managed to grab. This is sneaker culture energy, but totally redirected towards drinkware. And if you think that sounds ridiculous, you're right. It does. But it's ridiculous in a way that just prints money. The fact that Clark can create that kind of frenzy means she's not just another athlete endorsing a product. She's completely redefining what an athlete endorsement even is. It's not just about sticking with sports gear anymore. It's about stepping into lifestyle spaces where her fan base already lives. Fans don't need a pair of basketball shoes to feel connected to her. But hey, everyone needs a water bottle, right? Clark and Stanley totally figured that out, and the numbers absolutely prove it was genius. Okay, let's talk about the haters again because they always show up. Their argument usually goes something like she's selling cups, not winning championships. As if endorsements and on-court performance are mutually exclusive. Clark is injured. Yeah, but her deals keep flowing, right? That's not a weakness. That's a massive strength. It means she's transcended the box score. If anything, the fact that she can stay this relevant while sidelined just shows how powerful her brand actually is. And let's be honest for a second. If another WNBA player had landed this exact deal, the haters would be calling it groundbreaking. But because it's Clark, suddenly it's just a cup. That double standard tells you way more about the critics than it does about her. They just don't like that she dominates every single conversation, every headline, every product launch. Too bad for them. The market has spoken. From a business angle, this deal also shouts why brands absolutely cannot ignore women's sports anymore. Stanley didn't partner with Clark out of charity. Come on. They partnered because they saw dollar signs. They saw her selling out arenas, spiking TV ratings, and flooding online traffic with every appearance. They knew attaching her name would move. And now that it has, watch out because other lifestyle brands are going to follow suit. This is just the beginning of a much bigger wave. Picture this. Caitlin Clark Cookware, Caitlin Clark Home Decor, Caitlin Clark Tech Accessories. If Stanley can break sales records with cups, do you really think Target wouldn't want a Clark branded furniture line? Do you think Apple wouldn't want her in a commercial selling iPads to Gen Z and millennial fans? This deal totally sets the precedent. Clark isn't limited to sportswear anymore. She's an all-category influencer, and that means her endorsement empire just expanded massively. Let's add that to the portfolio. Now check this out. That's 5 different industries she's absolutely dominating right now. We're talking footwear, sports equipment, beverages, collectibles, and lifestyle. Most athletes are super lucky to have just 2 of those. But Clark, she's got 5, and she's only in her 2nd year as a pro. Just let that sink in for a minute. And you know what? The WNBA totally benefits from all this, whether they want to admit it or not. When Clark sells out Stanley Cups, it's not just a personal win for her. It shines a huge spotlight on the entire league. Every single time her name trends, you see Indiana Fever and WNBA trending right alongside it. So, the league's brand grows because hers does. That's why networks and sponsors keep upping their investments, because they know Clark makes women's basketball a mainstream conversation. Now, of course, not everyone in the league loves that. Some players see the attention she gets and feel a little overlooked, and that's understandable. But deals like this one prove exactly why Clark is in her own lane. It's not about favoritism. It's just pure economics. Brands invest in whoever moves the market, and right now that's Caitlin Clark. Unless someone else starts selling cups by the truckload, that just isn't going to change. Okay, let's switch gears and look at fan behavior for a second. Stanley's biggest customer base has always been suburban moms and college students, right? And those groups, they overlap so heavily with Clark's audience. Think about all the moms who followed her Iowa run, the students who buy her jerseys, the families who go to Fever games. All of them are the exact demographic already obsessed with Stanley. This partnership, it's a perfect overlap. It wasn't random at all. It was targeted, and it totally worked. The numbers back it up. Stanley's site saw massive traffic spikes when Clark's line dropped. Retail partners were reporting shortages within hours. Online pre-orders maxed out way faster than anyone expected. And the resale market, they were instantly flooded with listings marked up 2 or 3 times the retail price. That kind of insane frenzy doesn't just happen with any old collab. That happens when demand completely crushes supply. And that demand is being driven by one named Caitlin Clark. So, what does this mean for the long term? It means Clark is building a brand that doesn't just rely on basketball seasonal nature. The WNBA has an off-season, but endorsements don't, right? With Stanley, Clark's influence stretches into kitchens, offices, gyms, and classrooms all year round. Fans aren't just cheering for her when she scores 30 points. They're drinking from her cup every single day. That's permanent brand integration, and it's absolutely brilliant. And here's the kicker. She is not even close to done yet. If her signature shoe drops in 2026 the way people are expecting, it's going to be a global phenomenon. Add even more lifestyle partnerships on top of that. And honestly, we're looking at an athlete who could realistically become a billionaire by the end of her career. Laugh if you want, But that's exactly where the trajectory is pointing. And deals like Stanley just make it obvious. The irony in all this, critics keep moving the goalposts. First, it was she won't sell out arenas. Then she did. Then it was she won't get endorsement. Now she has more than anyone else. Then it was she can't sell lifestyle products. Well, hello, here we are. The goalposts will just keep moving because the haters simply don't want to admit the truth. Clark is in a league of her own. So let's wrap this whole thing up. The Stanley deal isn't just about cups. It's about pure dominance. It proves Clark's influence reaches far beyond basketball. It proves she can sell products across all kinds of categories. It proves the haters are officially out excuses. And it proves the WNBA's future is tied directly to her success. That's not just hype. That's straight-up reality. Totally confirmed by receipts and sellouts. So there you have it. Stanley's sales went through the roof after Caitlin Clark's massive deal. She's not just an athlete anymore. She's a cultural powerhouse, literally turning everyday products into gold. Haters can whine all they want, but the numbers absolutely do not lie.